teaching. And a lot of the stuff online is offering content. Some, I think, very useful content. I'm not saying it's not useful at all. But I don't want to offer content. I want instead that we together just hold a space within which we can go a little bit deeper into ourselves. And I want to emphasize this strange time in human civilization. I'm interested in what is actually our experience of this pandemic, this disease, all these restrictions, this abrupt change in our way of living. On one level, I think a lot of us have adapted quite quickly. Just move online and carry on. Or we adapt to wearing masks, and I don't know what you have to do over there. Adapt to making reservations to go anywhere. You can't just show up anywhere anymore. Asking permission to pet someone's dog. All of these odd things that we quickly adapt to on one level. But on another level, what's actually happening to us? How are we actually experiencing this? And I would like to just hold this space where we can kind of dip down a little bit deeper and really just keep ourselves company. And see if we offer ourselves just that space, what actually wants to become felt or known within us. Yeah, so that's my intention. I would like us to be guided by, during our time together, I would like us to be guided by the experience of space itself. Anything that makes us feel more expansive, anything that allows us to relax a little bit more and to kind of broaden out in ourselves, anything that feels more spacious, let's be interested in that kind of direction. Anything that contracts us, that feels like a narrowing, that feels like less space, let's take a step back if we feel anything like that. So the experience of space is in some ways our guide. Okay. I'm tempted to ask if there's any questions, but I don't think I'll do that right now. I like to hear the voices and hear something come back to me, but I want to bear with it. And let's just go into something. And what I want to suggest, I'm not calling this focusing, although it comes from focusing, but you can call it anything. The intention is that we're really wanting to defer to or be informed by life itself. And of course, I don't know what life is. But whatever it is, I know that it somehow lives through me. I somehow am it. So this is an opportunity to be informed by that level of our existence rather than anything that we already know. So it's an invitation to set down any conclusions that you've come to, anything that you think must be the case, anything that you say to yourself, oh, it must be, let's put that to one side. And let's open up to just whatever comes that's beyond understanding. You know, we can sometimes get symbols for what we're feeling, but we never actually can capture all of it. That life itself, as it lives us, it exceeds our ability to understand. But we can still pay direct attention to it. And we can be guided by it, even though we don't fully understand it. The other thing that I would like to say is that if during this time something occurs to you that feels like a little or even a big insight of some kind, a revelation of some kind to you, or even a word or a phrase or an image or something that just seems to fit what you're feeling and it's kind of new in some way, I would encourage you really to have that feeling of fitting, because in that there's a deeper breath. More space comes. Just resonating a word, if it's, you ask yourself, what does this really feel like? And a word comes to you, or a phrase or an image. Sit with that for a while and really let it fully expand you as much as it wants to before you let go of it. But in a sense, do let go of it. Allow it to be metaphoric. It's like you're saying to yourself, it's as if it's all ruined, or it's as if anything is possible, or it's kind of like a wheel stuck in mud, or it's, whatever it is that comes to you. Use the as if quality of it so it remains metaphoric. We're not trying to pin anything down. If you notice any moment you're trying to pin something down, just notice what it does inside of your body. Notice how it becomes an obstacle to life itself. So I would encourage you to really receive anything that comes, but hold it lightly and allow it to shift and move. Keep it metaphoric. Okay. So that's already 20 minutes, so we better move on. I would invite you, first of all, just to feel your feet on the floor, if they're on the floor. We're going to take this really slow. So if you invite your attention to come down into your feet, that takes a little bit of time. But just bringing your attention, your awareness, your consciousness to your feet, you might already feel that they're different in some way. Something already has shifted or changed or come alive. Because bringing your awareness to your feet is bringing space to that part of your body. You're already allowing that part of your body to be more spacious, and in that space it already comes alive at least a little bit, probably. So before we go any further, I want to just remind you that this time is only for you. No one else. This really is an invitation for you to spend time with yourself, for yourself. Anything that you decide to share afterwards is secondary. This isn't so that you will come up with something to share. This is absolutely for you. Okay. So it's probably easier if you close your eyes. You can turn your camera off if you want, but that's totally up to you. You can just close your eyes. Or kind of stare down into nothingness if you're in a place where you don't really want to close your eyes. But whatever you need to do to really bring your attention, your awareness to yourself. You may have had a busy day, so it might take some time just to calm the thinking and really bring your attention to your whole body. So don't push for anything, don't dive into anything that feels too much. This is a very gentle time just to welcome anything that might want to come. So what I'd encourage you to do is just let your attention, your awareness be around your whole body to start with. That rather than any thoughts, the object of your attention is just your physical body. Just kind of feeling it all at once. And as you do that, maybe see if you can allow yourself not to be restricted to your physical body. You might even feel how the energy of your body expands beyond the skin. Maybe just feel the space around your body. And let your body become more than just the physical and just expand into the space around your body. So just allowing the space, the environment, to welcome your body into it. And see if it's okay to be a little more diffuse in a way, more permeable. So that you can feel your body is within your awareness, within that space. And notice if that already feels different. If your sense of yourself has already shifted in some way just because you're offering yourself this space. And if there's any resistance to expanding into this space, don't fight with that, just allow that to be there. And as you are sensing your body within the space, maybe also just check to see if the space itself has a quality. What is the quality of this space that's welcoming my body? allowing me to relax and expand. So now if it feels okay, maybe also really gently invite your attention to come down inside your body. So you're feeling your whole body as a kind of a context, and you're bringing a special kind of attention also right down into the middle. Down into the throat area. Down into the chest. Just inviting this extra bit of attention also down, perhaps into the stomach area. Deeper down into the abdomen. And just kind of softening to yourself. So that your whole body is within your awareness. And your awareness is down in the middle of your body. You might also notice areas outside of the middle that seem to want your attention. That's absolutely fine. Welcome them. Sometimes the face, the head, the shoulders, the arms, anywhere. Just welcome anything. Try to be radically inclusive to anything in your experience. So there's no agenda, no trying to do anything. No need to change what's there. There's no right or wrong, no better, no worse. Everything is allowed. So then I would like to invite you just to notice, especially down in the middle, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling about my life, the way it's changed? How am I carrying this whole strange world context? How am I really coping on the inside? Just asking down into your body, not your head. How am I really with all of this? And just welcome anything that comes, any sensation, any emotion. See if it's okay just to let it have some space. What is this new world really like for me? How is it really? Below all of the surface adaptations, can you sense that you're gradually and subtly processing something new? Are you feeling a vague sense of loss or grieving the life that we had? Is there uncertainty or fear about what the future might bring? It could be anything. This is a moment to just really be honest with yourself. Just tell yourself the truth. No one else will even know. What is it really like for me? And then just be genuinely caring to anything that comes. Any vague feeling, just let it be there. And just give it your whole attention. Just like you're going to sit down next to anything that's in your experience there. And just welcome it. Just kind of say, yeah, I know you're here. Yeah, this is here. Whatever it is. So just be very soft towards anything you're feeling. And if it feels okay, just gently asking into the feeling. What does this all really feel like to me right now? And just seeing if there's a word, a phrase, an image, a memory, something that would capture the quality of this feeling inside. And being gentle with anything that comes. If emotion comes, see if you can just allow that. Just how would this feeling describe itself if it could? How would it like to be understood? Any word or image or symbol that kind of pops into your mind as if it comes right from the feeling, just show it right back to the feeling, just with that attitude of, is that right? Does that capture it? Just to see if there's that little give, a little more space, because it's been understood at least a little bit. Yeah. Any symbol that comes, just let it be a pointer, like a metaphor for the whole feeling that's there. It's been kind of rumbling along underneath as you quickly change to this new world. What's down underneath it all? So whatever you're feeling there, it could be subtle. Just let it be, have the space, your patience, so that it can kind of come alive to itself, almost develop itself, become more aware of itself on the inside. Almost like it comes alive a little bit and you're just sitting with it like you would a child or an animal, something that needs some sensitive attention. Just sitting with it. And when it feels okay, just asking right into the feeling, almost like it's another person. What are you really feeling in here? Like what emotion, what mood, what attitude does this part of you have? Like what's its perspective on everything? Like you're asking another person, what are you really feeling from your side in here? If you get a sense of how it's feeling, just let it know that you hear that. Just kind of say it back to the feeling. Oh, that's how it is. So try to really understand this part of you exactly as it is, without trying to make it different, without putting any kind of positive spin on it, without any even subtle demand that it be different. See if you can really let it be the way it is and give it as much space as it needs just to be the way that it is. And you might feel a little bit of relaxation in your body as you are increasingly honest about what this feeling really wants you to know. As if telling yourself the truth is its own reward. It feels a little better, no matter what the truth is. So before we start looking for a place to let it settle, maybe just check with this feeling, whatever you're sitting with inside. Is there anything that this part of me would really like me to know? Anything it needs me to understand more fully? Anything it needs me to be different with in some way? Anything that it's wanting? You can get a sense of what this feeling in you is actually pushing for, what it's implying or what it's wanting. Welcome that, even if it isn't possible. It could be sensing the possibility of a whole new way of living. Everything could change. So before you say, oh no, that's not possible, just welcome that. Anything that it's wanting or pushing for, let it have space just to feel that. Have it be received. Yeah, it's possible the feeling just wants a little more contact from you, a little more often. But it may also want the world to be different in some way. Or it might want you to be able to act differently in some way. If you get a sense that it's implying some new kind of behavior or action, just receive that. Don't argue with it. Just say, oh yeah, that's what it's wanting. So maybe taking a moment just to mark where the feeling is in your body, where it comes mostly, if there is a particular place. And maybe just seeing what word or image or memory seems to kind of resonate with the way the feeling is now. This is just so that later on you can find your way back to just check in with this place. And taking a moment to do this before we settle, it sends a message to the inner world that you care about it, that you value this deeper kind of experiencing that goes on often below our awareness. You care enough about it to want to be able to find it again. So when you're ready, remember you're in the comfort of your own space, so you can do whatever is right for you. Tune me out, take more time, anything that's right for you. So I'm only suggesting that when you're ready, you can begin to take a couple of steps back from this place, no matter how important or precious it might be. And again, feeling your awareness expand into your whole body, not just this part of you, but including this part of you. And you might even feel your awareness expanding beyond your body and into the room where you're sitting. so that again you can feel you're held within your awareness of the environment, while every part of your body is held within the soft caring of your own attention. And if you can, you might want to bring back the feeling a little bit, just to have it a little more subtly in your inner world. Yeah. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and kind of come back to the meeting if that feels right for you, and you don't have to rush that. And I think it's always a good idea just to jot down a few notes of anything that came to you, things that you might really want to go back to and mull over or contemplate or feel a little more. And that, of course, is just for you. Yeah. I can see people are coming back. Most people are turning their cameras back on. And of course, you don't have to rush that. I can see that people are jotting things down. I'm glad to see that. To me, that means that something happened that you care enough about that you're making a note of it.